Hello and welcome back to Shelley's Chit Chat Cafe. I'm Shelley, your life coach for life, and today we're going to be talking about diabetes, particularly type 1. And if you're interested in that, go grab your coffee, your tea, or your favorite drink, and let's get started. So today we're going to be talking about type 1 diabetes. And before we get started, I would like to say thank you so much for tuning in today. And I hope that through these uncertain times that you're doing well. Now let's get back to diabetes. So this month we're talking about health and wellness, and last week we talked about hypertension. Today we're focusing on type 1 diabetes. So let's start with some of the symptoms that you may be familiar with, or you may not be, in case you might think you have type 1 diabetes or type 2. These are the things that you need to look for or just check yourself out with. One, if you're feeling fatigue. Now, I'm not saying that fatigue is exactly that of type 1 or type 2 diabetes, but it's something that you need to notice about yourself and you may want to talk to your doctor about. Number two is using a bathroom a lot, urinating constantly, not at night after you drink a lot of water, but during the day as well. And the third one would be just some burning in your limbs, your legs, your arms. Now that could be a sign, and it could be something else as well, so you need to check your doctor about that. And just a disclosure, I am not a medical profession by any measure. I don't know anything about medical things. I'm quite jittery when I go to the doctor's office or to the hospital. But one thing is for sure, all you have to do is pick up a brochure, you can ask your doctor, you can go and Google it and get all the information you need about whatever symptoms that you may be having. Now let's get back to diabetes type 1. If you are a diabetic, and particularly diabetic type 1 or diabetes type 1, there's something important. You have to take insulin. You have to take insulin shots, or you have to wear an insulin pump, which pumps insulin into your system through your arm regularly when your sugar level rises. But the shots is there to, or the insulin is there after you take the shots or the pump, is there to manage your sugar level, your blood sugar levels. Also, it helps the insulin give you the energy that you need to pursue through the day. So now you ask, why does diabetes type 1 have to take insulin? Well, there's something I've learned that was really interesting about that. There's a cell called beta cells that are located in your pancreas. And if you're a type 1 diabetic, what happens is your immune system does not recognize the beta cells, which produces the insulin, does not recognize them as a cell that helps. It thinks it's a cell that's there to harm you or hurt you. So the immune system attacks it and destroys the beta cells. Now, when you don't have the beta cells, your body can't produce enough insulin to sustain you through life, to sustain you from having too much blood or glucose going through your veins. So you have to have insulin. Now, there's 3 different kinds of insulin. There is the short or rapid range insulin. There is the immediate insulin, or excuse me, let's go back. Let me back up. I'm going a little bit too fast. Let me start over again. There is the short active, the rapid active, and that is only administered during IV. And that is when you are a diabetic and your sugar level is so extremely high that you can go into a coma. And what they do is they give you IV and shoot insulin inside of you to bring that sugar level down. Then you have intermediate intermediate, which means after you eat a meal, you check your blood sugar and you can see where you need to go, and then you give yourself a shot. It depends on how high it is. Then you have the long term, and the long term insulin shots are the ones that usually you take during the evening as you go to sleep at night. So those are the three ranges. Now let's talk about the importance of insulin. Again, insulin is there to help you manage the blood sugar levels in your system. If you haven't got that checked out, I hope that you will do that on your next visit to the doctor's office. So it's very important. And if you don't have enough insulin to manage that blood sugar levels, then you could possibly go into a coma or lose your life. So it's a very, very serious thing. I'm hoping you're taking it serious. Now let's talk about some of the things that you can do to help you combat the high sugar levels. Whenever you eat, you have to have insulin because most food has glucose in it. And if you don't have the beta cells, then the insulin is not able to be converted through the beta cells that we were talking about to give you energy. And what happens is that glucose just runs rapid in your body. So it's important, it's very important. So when you eat, you're always going to have some kind of glucose in your system. Just make sure that you check your blood sugar levels. And how do you do that? You can prick your fingers. They have these little machines that hit your fingers. You can take the little chip that comes with it, hit it, and it'll tell it the reading. Or you can have the one that's in your arm. You can put it in your arm all day. You just take a device and you just flash it over, and it'll tell you what your blood sugar levels are. Being that type 1 diabetes, it's a juggling act. They have to make sure that it is a scale that is even at all times, and it can be very difficult. Some of the things that you have to cut out is the white rice, which is high in let's say that again. Let me rewind. I'm going a little bit too fast. How do you say it? It is called It's not that. I'm trying to say carbohydrates, which is so funny. But anyway, carbohydrates again. Those are the things that are in white rice. It could be in pasta, white bread, and those are the things that shoot your insulin so far up that it takes forever for it to come down. And then the more it shoots up high and high, it can start affecting things in your body that is not very nice for your body. So these are the things that you need to do. You need to eat a balanced breakfast, lunch, and dinner, which consist of low carbs. Low carbs. If you can get them carbs as low as possible, that would be the great thing for you. So remember that. And guess what we have to do again? You have to exercise. So keep that exercise going. I know, here we go again. Exercise is the means to all means. Keep it going because it makes the blood sugar goes low. If you eat cinnamon, that also pulls it down too. Brings that not blood pressure, but sugar down. So those are the things that you need to do. So these are the things that will happen to you, which is not a good thing. It can give you lung damage. It can give you heart damage. It can mess with your skin. It can also mess with your lungs. So we don't want that. And the worst of all things, it can really bother your eyes. And you have to see. I don't see very well, but you have to see. Take care. And then also, the last but not least, it can start messing with your limbs. It can get cramps. You can start having burning sensations. Those are the things that you don't want to do. You don't want to do that. Now, it is a myth that all people who have type 1 diabetes or type 2 diabetes, especially type 1, we're going to stick with type 1, are overweight. That's not usually the case, but that contributes to it. So You have to take care of your body. You got to keep your body moving. You got to cut out all those high carbs. Those things are not good. And then you just keep making sure that you monitor your blood. You make sure you drink plenty of water. You make sure you exercise. And you make sure you take care of yourself, because it's only you. And we need you in this world. So you remember to take care of yourself. I hope that these information and these tips that I've given you will help you. And if not you, please let somebody else know about this video. Send it to someone else that can help. And remember, I am your life coach for life, and I am thinking about you always. As I get healthy, I want you to get healthy. I want the world to get healthy, and let's do this together. Remember to subscribe, to like, to click like, subscribe, and share the video with someone else. And guess what? I'll be here next week with another topic on diabetes type 2. So make sure you come back, and I'll see you then. Bye.